and welcome back to my channel. In this video I wanted to show off some of the DIY clothing items that I've made, alterations to existing items, usually things that I've had since I was like in high school, a lot of things that were kind of plain but now I wanted to like spruce up, and some things are just things that I got at like normal stores or at thrift stores, but I wanted to personalize them a little bit, so I'm going to show you some of the things I've done. Now, these aren't all the clothing alterations that I've made, but it's impossible to find things in my closet. It's like Narnia, you get lost in there. But I'm gonna show you a few of the things that I was able to find, and maybe there will be a part 2 to this video someday when I can hunt down some of the other stuff that I've made in the past and, you know, make more things. But for now, let's get started. First, I have this lace t-shirt. It was just a plain black lace t-shirt when I got it. I cut the neckline down into more of like a scoop shape, and then I put this lace trim all around the neckline. I've got this little bow on here that is just pinned on so it doesn't like get messed up in the washing machine, but also I have this sort of faux lace-up detail. How I did that was I drew with chalk lines down the front of the top where I wanted to sew the lace on, and then I crisscrossed the ribbon and just pinned it in place so it looked like it was laced up, even though it really wasn't. It was just laid out and pinned to look like that, and then I sewed the lace over top of it and sewed the ribbon in place to keep it looking laced up. And so that's how I turned this relatively simple black lace t-shirt into something a little fancier. Now here is a dress that I made. This is a black lace maxi dress, and I did a similar thing to the last t-shirt with just like pinning the ribbon in place and then sewing the lace over it. That's how I did the pentagram little lace-up ribbon thing here, and then I just sewed the lace down over top of it along with some of this braided trim, and then I put this cute little lace butterfly applique here and a little brooch at the collar, and on the sleeves I have this sort of dangly bit of lace here just to sort of add a little drama to the sleeve. And I also gathered up the skirt part a little bit on two parts of the front to just give it sort of a hitched up sort of look, and just sort of sewed it into place. It's kind of hard to see. I'm going to have worn pictures of this one, so hopefully you can see it a little better in the worn photos. The last shirt I couldn't find any worn pictures of, but I'll provide worn photos for the items that I can. I think most of these I'm going to have a worn photo for. This next one is a skirt, a black velvet maxi skirt that was a gift from my grandma actually, and I sewed some black lace to the bottom of it, and I added these sort of drapey tulle bits here with these little ribbons and rosettes. It's hard to see on camera, but hopefully you can kind of tell, especially better when I provide the worn photos. But Basically what I did was I measured the circumference of the part of the skirt that I wanted to have the little drapey bits going around, and I divided that by, I think, 6, and then I pinned the little bows and rosettes in place on there so I would know where those would go. And then I took that measurement and I multiplied it by 2 and cut out the tulle drape part. And so I would sort of take twice the length and drape it between the 2 bows, and then I would sew it in place. And then in the middle I would sew a little ribbon rosette to sort of accentuate the drape of it. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm bad at explaining things, but yeah. I think it came out really cute. The next thing I want to show is a top. Here it is. This is another top. This was a black velvet t-shirt. I did a similar thing to the other one where I cut out the neckline. This time I didn't make it a scoop. I made it more of like a square neck. And then I put this braid trim all around the neckline. And right in the front I added this black lace, and I put more trim down the front in a sort of V shape, and I cut the bottom of it to be more of a point, and then I put lace around the bottom as well as putting these little bows and rosettes up towards the top of the collar. Basically how I'd figure out where I want everything to go is I try it on before, like, I cut it out, and while I'm wearing it, like, I'll look into the mirror and like draw with chalk exactly where I want everything laid out, so I can sort of figure out how it's going to lay on me once it's worn. And then I pin everything on, and then I sew it all on, and then I try it on again, and if there's still something I don't like, I fix it to the best of my ability. But there's just one more thing I think I want to show in this video, and that is a dress. This started out as a plain slip dress, here it is, that was completely unembellished, and I added so much stuff to it. This is another thing that, again, I tried it on and I sort of blocked out where my bust was because it didn't have a defined bust area on the original dress, so I sort of faked it by drawing it out in chalk, and then I added like a trim and this like Halloween fabric over the bust area, and then I added a little chiffon ruffle here and this black ribbon and some roses, and for the bodice I added this applique and this lace trim, 2 different kinds of lace trim, and the skirt, I had this on a dress form and I just pinned and sewed on and tied on and did everything with just tons and tons of little scraps of fabric that I had, just all kinds of just scraps of trim, just like old clothes, just everything. I don't like to throw away clothes because that's just fabric that I can use for something else, and I swear that like at least like 15 different things went into making the skirt part of this, and I just pinned it and sewed it on everywhere just as sort of a chaotic sort of pixie skirt type thing. It's a lot easier to see what it looks like worn, and I think it came out really cute. But yeah, those are all the items that I wanted to show off today. There'll probably be a part 2 of this video at some point, I don't know when, but yeah, I hope you liked it, and now I guess let's just look at today's outfit. I'm not wearing anything DIY today. I thought about it, but I just decided to go with something else. This is that corset that I got in one of my previous videos, my doll unboxing video, so you can finally see what this looks like worn.